for the moment. It's so weird with these servers. Just one day, one game, it's perfect, and then the next it's completely and totally effed. But I think that we're gonna be okay. It's looking like it's not too bad. Yeah, really interesting. So you got the IOD. That's kind of the classic combo that we've been seeing all over pubs. You don't see it as often in pro games because it takes a lot of coordination to sort of break this down. And this is going to be an interesting test for EHOME. You know, if they get killed off and beaten down by this squad, by the way, Old 11 is going back on the Tiny. So this is the offlane that Tiny that we actually have seen before. We saw this in the games previously. I think that it was LGD that was running, and we're going to have a Lanham safe lane Bat Rider, I think. Maybe, I don't know. I think that's what it is, though, because Lanham's their one position.
Did you see what Old 11 did with Fenrir? Fenrir was standing roughly here, and he tossed the Tiny. They're trying to clear the trees so they can try and get some successful pulls off with the Earthshaker. So they're trying to make the lane as easy as possible for Old 11, which I really like this. They really want to make this offlane Tiny work, and obviously with this sort of coordination, they're at least going to guarantee something for Old 11, because the problem with Tiny in the offlane is, unfortunately, he really can't jungle that efficiently. He's got a lot of mana problems, he can hit relatively hard, his attack speed, unfortunately, is a completely different story. So, this should be okay. Oh gosh. Alrighty. Okay, nothing's happening, everyone's just going to lane. We did have the Invoker pick up the bounty rune, so that's the rune for Old Chicken, whereas for Yin on the OD, he picks up the bounty. So essentially both mids picked up the bounty runes. Really out of the ordinary, no steals, and everyone just seems to be going to lane. And no one really in a position to go for any sort of ganks. Old 11's actually going to go for the keep play. He's going to stand right on top of the creep and he's going to toss it to the creep wave. So that's how he's going to do it. They're not even going to bother with the Earthshaker. Actually, this is really, really cute. So he doesn't even have to go to lane. He can just essentially farm this up. Unfortunately, the Wild Wing was softened up by the tower, so the creep wave will eventually push through at some point. Welcome back, by the way.
Wonderful. All right, yeah, we're back into this one, and interesting. So Old 11 able to just get that pull off, and because of that, you know, Sven is going to have to sit here and farm on out this not wave that's here, which is somewhat frustrating, and Old 11 gets a little bit of a bigger creep wave. Huh. Almost level 2 now also, so it's going to be a lot harder for this Oracle to actually try and zone him out. He is going to be able to walk over to the side here and trying to break up the pull that looks like it's going to come, and he is going to be able to do that. So Old 11 is just getting so much out of this lane already. Like, he is in such a freaking great position.
That one range creep ruined the party, unfortunately. But yeah, Old 11, he's doing very well in this offlane. It's something that they sort of practiced, or I don't know, theory craft. Who knows? I would actually love to, if we ever had the opportunity. Honestly, I would love to ask the players, like, what was their mindset picking up the Tiny? Was it just because they knew that Tiny was an offlane that can scale relatively well? Because you look at his skill kit, right? Tiny seems to be a hero that, reasonable, assuming that he does just get the levels. He can essentially farm the Blink Dagger at some point, but he would serve a similar purpose to some of those other initiating offlaners, such as when Slardar used to be a dominant pick.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like, real quickly, the Chen here, I like the play to move into the side. Are they actually going to be able to kill off Old 11? He's dropping very low. The right click comes through, but he's just going to get healed up. This is such an odd decision. I agree with you that the scalability, it is reminiscent of the way that Slardar got played there. I think that, though, the way that we saw it ran yesterday was picking up the arcane boots and then going for the blink dagger immediately afterwards. Actually, I think that they rushed, it was brown boots into blink and then afterwards went back for arcanes, and then it was like Yule's scepter, something else crazy. It was a really unique way to play the hero, though. I don't know if they're going to opt to go that route, but Old 11 already dropping low, a couple more right clicks to get the purge off, and he is going to end up going down. Icy getting first blood, so the Oracle off to a hot start.
That's rather unfortunate for the Tiny to drop. He's level 3 though. There was an interview, I think a long time ago, with iceiceice, and he was talking about the way he typically looks at
body
the
blocks
offlane.
Are they going to be able to find that? No, okay, sorry. Sorry to interrupt, continue.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty close. There was an interview a long time ago with iceiceice, and it was in regards to how he actually looks at the offlane and offlaner deaths and such, and he says that when you go into an offlane, you need to consider the trade-off. If you are dying a lot, but you're not getting levels, obviously that's not a situation that you want to be in. You die a few times though, but you are guaranteed a lot of early game levels. He says that it's worth to give a couple of those kills away because the trade-off is you're still getting that EXP. So for Old 11, getting level 3, I'm not too sure if the death was worth it. He was sitting right next to his tower, but at least he's not just sort of stuck in the jungle trying to go for consistent creep tosses. As long as he's getting those levels, he's in an okay spot, and it even looks like he wants to try and jump onto KO here. He's going for a very, very interesting tiny rotation. He's got 2 points into the avalanche and 1 point into the toss. So he's prepared. And he actually helps him on top of Old Chicken, but it's a heal, but it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So nice little rotation for Old 11. I think roaming tiny now.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool little build. We do have a rotation that comes in off the side now. Fenrir as well as iceiceice are going to be able to right-click down. King J actually manages to find that kill. So much damage coming out. And you can see the double Dark Torch Summers with quadruple skeletons. They're going to be able to pressure this tower here. Like, Old Lanham has done the single pull up in the top lane, which allows them to get the catapult that's going to be there. They have all of these creeps to soak up the damage, and they probably can actually kill off this tower with the catapult damage coming in and all the rest of them. So 4-minute, 40-second tower, it's pretty freaking good. And Old 11, meanwhile, just able to help out this Invoker in the mid lane. If I'm EHOME right now, I'm pretty happy with the way that this has been going.
Well, they're handling the game very well, so that's to say the least. FTD though, what are your thoughts on FTD's laning phase? They haven't really been able to accomplish too much, they're just farming away. Do you think they're happy with how it's going, assuming that their cores are just getting this farm? I think they may want to defend this T2. Giving a T2 away at 5 minutes is not ideal.
I don't know if they're going to be able to, honestly. Like, you've got Lanham here who's just continuing to destroy this creep wave, and they're going to pop this glyph, but the double Dark Troll Summoner means that they've got all of these skeletons that are soaking up damage. They continually throw that out. This is going to be a tier 2 tower done at 5.5 minutes, and I don't think there's any real way for them to stop this. Like, this is the power that you get from that Chen if you don't have heroes that are good at being able to clear the creep wave, and Nature's Prophet, he's good at pulling the creep wave past, but if you've got enough sustain with the Chen creeps, it doesn't matter. So, tier 2 tower down, and they're going to be able to lose the bottom one, but well worth it.
Oh, now, Destiny, he gets the tower, but he's running right next to 2 heroes now. Lanham TP'd in, gonna chase them down. Avalanche is there. There's no toss mana, unfortunately, so they're just gonna chase him down. But here comes our Omni Knight, and all of a sudden Destiny is gonna be hit a little bit. Seems like, can they get at least one? Lanham still running away, they don't have the chase, and unfortunately the repel ran out. Although we have King J, but unfortunately trees don't really do too much to a Batrider that's still in Firefly, so Lanham gets out free, and nobody dies. So for FTD, to get the tower pretty much scot-free, gonna be pretty happy with that, with how the game is going. My only justification really for FTD to give away these early towers is that they're confident enough that Yin, as well as Destiny, is going to get big enough so that the Omni Knight with the repel thrown onto either or is going to be enough for them to get a lot of kills later on down the road. So they're essentially sacrificing their towers for time for these heroes to come online, and I think Old 11's going to go for the toss. They do. It's going to be onto poor Icy, who's by himself, just gets a small ensnare onto Lanham, although he is dropping very low to the tower, and he may die if he's not careful. And he's still going to keep running. Toss, not quite there though, but he actually pops off the Fate's, but unfortunately doesn't do too much. Old 11 gets out and able to have the creep wave there to keep him alive. I didn't actually get to see anything with the Batrider. Look, because Ike TP'd out.
Yep, he looks like he was able to get out. They got the kill up in the top lane. Nature's Prophet and Destiny Sama killing off the Earthshaker. Just stuck around a little bit too long as the TP came in from behind. Again, I'm so sorry about the lag, guys. There's literally nothing else that I can really do at this stage because it's just the server trying to, you know, figure out what the heck is going on in the world. Earthshaker's actually coming back for more, though. He's pissed off. He's going to throw out that one fissure, going to block off Destiny Sama. He has to eat his way through the trees, and he's going to end up heading off the other direction. So they control the tier 1 for the moment, should be able to get the deny off too. They down at 27 HP. They're not denying this.
Oh no, I didn't get it.
Wow. Okay, that was not the play.
The catapult. Catapult's too OP.
That was really weird. Maybe they're having lag too.
I don't don't know, mate. Like, on my side, it is absolutely perfect. I think I had one dodgy game yesterday, and then the rest of it was picked perfect. And then
Aren't
I
you in
watched the
Southeast
VOD.
Asia?
Australia.
That's right, I'm
I'm
sorry.
in Australia. Our internet's crap, but apparently my connection to perfect world is perfect, so...
That's good stuff.
We may see Yin in a lot of trouble. We've actually seen EHOME use the Tiny as initiator a lot this game, and he never existed.
Yeah.
OD deleted.
This was the same thing. The old 11's doing a different build. He went for the bottle treads as opposed to going for the arcanes, which I like a heck of a lot more because it means that you're going to be able to, you know, actually scale well into the late game. And iceiceice apparently only gets creeps in twos because he does now have two of those wildling rippers off to the side doing their little dance together, and they secure the tier 1 tower. And this is what Chen gets you. You lose all of your towers by like 15 minutes, and you just get this huge gold lead. Chasing after Destiny Stama is going to be able to get the stun off onto Old Lanham. He does have no points in Flame Break yet, but still going to try and chase him on down here. Warcry still going for the kill. If they're going to be able to catch up to him, this would be absolutely huge, and continuing to stack it up. They got a little bit of an extra speed. They do bring him on back now. Is going to be able to find this, and I think the Avalanche toss combo, everything else committed, and Old Chicken ends up finding the kill. Well played.
And unfortunate for the Sven, he wasn't even able to really do anything up top aside from farming. Actually, looking at the farm situation for these whores on the side of FTD, Sven's only sitting on a Ring of Bassi and a Helm of Iron Will, so essentially the Sven's really not doing it well in terms of farm, and the OD is in a bit of a similar boat. He's only got the Bracer. So for FTD to put a lot of emphasis on these carries to say, we're going to lose towers, but we're going to make sure you're farmed, I'm not too sure if they're executing the farming part right, because these heroes are super under-farmed, and Yin's just going to sort of push away Old 11, loses the bounty, but here comes 3, they're going to get some revenge, they just have to get in range, possibly going to be tossing this Hellbear Smasher maybe for the extra slow, and they're not going to bother, it's a little bit too far.
They did have that purge creep, so if they were able to get that one in range, it might have been a nice play, but didn't quite end up working out. Again, the big problem that you run into when you're going against this OD here, first of all, they have the purge creep, so that can take off repel after the last patch. Like, that was literally taken off earlier today, and now you're in a situation where you're a Chen up against an OD. It's already about to come into effect. This is such a huge counter, and you know the movement and the placement of where this Satyr Banisher is really going to determine a ton of how this game ends up playing out. We are going to see over here to the side, Old Fenrir spots out Destiny Sama, goes through the Echo Slam initiation, a couple more hits as well, going to go his direction, but I don't know if they're actually going to be able to find this kill. We do have over to the side here the Invoker looking to see if he can make something happen. A hell of a lot of lag. Stormhammer does go out, trying to find the follow-up kill. They do have the Cold Snap, going to turn this back around, slowed down but not dead. They pop off the rappel and are going to have to run away. The rest of the side of EHOME is not in a position where they can really make this work, but it does look like Old Fenrir blocks it off and just TPs out of there.
Very nice fissure. Can't even go anywhere near him. And did you see the position of FTD? They brought everybody in. Absolutely everybody, and they don't even get anything. And 11 minutes into the game, 11 has a Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
This is such a good Tiny game for Old 11. He's done so well as well. He's great. He's made great rotations. He's farming very well. He's able to help his team out with initiation with the toss too. This is a picture-perfect off-lane Tiny game.
He's been doing a great job with it.
I see me.
Over here to the side, it looks like they're going to be going after Old Chicken here, but they're not going to be able to catch up to him really. This is a problem. Yeah, I don't know. This is really weird. Again, Old 11 just is able to get out of there, and I think that like as this game goes on, there's no real great win condition for FTD in terms of being able to come back into this. They're going to jump forward and catch on to Destiny Sam again. Thought about going for it. They had the Sunstrike available if they wanted to commit that as well, but didn't end up using it. And so Old Land, I'm going to go back to farming. He's just taking their jungle. He doesn't even care.
Yeah. Gosh, this game is looking so easy for EHOME. They're just doing everything so well. For FTD, they're really just not looking too hot as a team so far. Not even just a team, they're heroes. They're suffering. And when was the last time you saw an OD Omni Knight gank train? They were going to bring in the Nature's Prophet too. They're trying to go for these easy kills. They want Fenrir. Then, unfortunately, Fisher doesn't really do anything to repel targets, so he's going to drop at least. Their only support coming through. And they wasted Hand of God.
If they could have turned that one around, I think that they're thinking about going for this, and now because of that, I don't think they can go anymore. Old 11 is still looking though. He does have that Blink Dagger available, running right into KO. Gonna be able to throw out the Avalanche Toss combo. A lot of damage, Purification, sends off the other direction. Gonna go for the Sunstrike, not gonna hit. And Yin and KO just back on out, head away from there, but bottom lane, changing targets. Icy, Destiny Summon in the area. The Forge Spirits are there. They're gonna chase after the Batrider, but Lanham heads away, and yeah, they're still good for the moment.
I'm not too sure if FTD are as good as you'd like them to be right now. They are seriously falling behind in terms of farm now. You've got the Invoker almost at 7k net worth, actually going to be coming through trying to go for a solo kill onto Destiny. And, well, the Oracle's going to be there, going to try and heal him up a little bit. An old chicken with no mana is going to keep on hitting onto Destiny, who now has to hide into the tree line. The support comes in with Fenrir. The last hit isn't enough. He's still healing through with the Oracle, but now that he's isolated, he's going to be dropping. And all of a sudden, Icy being chased up by 2-11 and Lanham going to be taking another kill on top of that. And FTD not really able to get their foot in this game as EHOME are literally swarming every part of the map. Everywhere where FTD is, there are EHOME heroes looking for kills, constantly looking to put pressure on the map. And now it's going to be the bottom T2 under siege as FTD not really in a position to really defend it. They're still trying to farm up Yin, they're still trying to farm up Destiny. Although Destiny's dead, so you can't really say Destiny's farming, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, this is a huge problem at this stage, and like you've got Forge Spirits to tank it. They can go back at any point in time too and try and go take down Roshan. I think that they're almost at a point where they're going to be able to. They do now jump in with Destiny Sama, and they throw out the stun. It's going to connect. They actually jump forward and it just overstep his bounds ever so slightly. They find another kill. Lifts up Taunt. He is going to end up going down here as well. Echo Slam committed, and Yin now just going to think about running away. There was a send back, I believe, by the Chen. So for the moment at least, going to have to go for the self-astral. Again, Sunstrike going to come through. Doesn't quite hit perfectly, but regardless, Yin is still going to drop. So well played there. Omni Knight goes down. Oracle as well. It's a full team wipe, and nobody from EHOME is even brought down to like a quarter HP. They're just completely and totally outplaying them.
Not really much to say about that. EHOME, they executed it perfectly. The Nature's Prophet being a little bit, I don't even want to say a little bit. King J was in the middle of everything and he just got brought down within the span of half a second. Like old 11 just completely bursted them down. So it was as if the Nature's Prophet never really existed in the fights. And now the problem with FTD's draft is that because they've drafted all of these carries and no heroes with any sort of chase potential or initiation potential, it's so difficult for them to engage into EHOME because EHOME has so many spells for kiting, for blocking. Like you've got the fissure blocks, you've got the Batrider that's going to be there with the flame break, there's going to be a blinking tiny with the avalanche toss, you've got the Invoker as well that's coming in. There's just so much that EHOME has in terms of utility and teamfight control that FTD, they just don't have any way of controlling the team fights to go in a direction that they want it to. It's consistently them walking into a team fight dictated by how EHOME's playing it because of all this utility. And it's not going to get any better. They don't have any heroes that simply need to buy a single blink dagger to have some sort of control. They don't have a blinking tiny. They don't have a blinking Batrider. They've got a Sven who is still trying to farm. Exactly. And he's going to die too.
Yeah, it hurts. This is a freaking problem. They are going to rotate in a couple more heroes now as Yin's going to try and go for something. They've got Repel down and they end up rotating in now with King J. Can they find anybody with the Sprout? Again, Old 11 does have Blink Dagger, but ends up getting disabled for the moment at least. Is going to get sprouted up, immediately broken down, and now the chase, the Hunters become the hunted. They're going to chase after them. They do catch now onto King J. They bring him on back. Fender doing a buttload of damage, and Yin is going to also go down. No more Repel on him for the moment. He's going to get slowed down. The Purge Creep able to take it off immediately. Got two of them now, so nobody's going to be able to get any of the buffs from the Omni Knight. Fender jumping forward, still doing a ton of damage, but Odie ends up going down. Icy as well. 4 heroes are dead. GG ends up getting called. Thank goodness, because the lag on this was making me want to kill myself. They get the last hit with the cart, and that's going to about do it. My goodness.
Someone polished the throne for EHOME. They played exceptionally well. They did everything perfectly, whereas for FTD, like every time they tried to make a